go again. So, this has gone badly before. It is Thursday, Thursday 27th of Feb, and tomorrow I fly out to Karlsruhe in Germany, solo, to take on the Men's Open again. The reason that we're taking on the Men's Open again is we want to, I want to cement my time and make sure that my fitness is where it was. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about fast courses, slow courses in Hyrox. So I just wanted to give myself that peace of mind that the work that I've done has paid off because it's not the end of the journey, basically. So we're going to be taking our Hyrox up to pro level from Glasgow. So in Glasgow, we're doing a pro, and I've got a doubles as well on the Sunday morning. So not the last hurrah, we'll do more opens, and I've got an open in Warsaw as well in April with my brother. But just wanted to kind of strike whilst the iron's hot and really push to see what sort of level of fitness I'm at, and also that racecraft, because the more you race, often the better you'll race and how you'll feel when you're racing, and almost like be in a position to execute your race strategy. So I'm actually flying this one out solo. It's going to be about 30 hours in Karlsruhe in Germany. So fly out tomorrow, Friday, 11 a.m, land around 1:30. I'm going to go and get registered early at the venue, head over to the hotel. God knows what I'm staying in. It looks fairly cheap. Into the main town, and then I race. I've got my race number at Wave, which is 8 a.m. Saturday morning. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be waiting around for a podium at around 3:30 if all goes to plan. But the key thing is for me to go and execute a good time and a good race. Podiums and stuff like that come as a byproduct of focusing on doing what you need to do. But if it all goes well, and we pull off the race we want, then hopefully we'll be waiting around for a podium which starts at 3:30. Then it's going to be a mad dash in an Uber, which is going to be the most expensive part of the trip. More expensive than the hotel, more expensive than the flights, more expensive than the ticket. Straight over to the airport, ready to fly out at 6:20 and be back, and then shoot over to a 21st birthday party. So as always, when we're packing, I do this because a lot of people overlook it. It's the same thing, always the same thing. So same shoes, same calf sleeves, same heart rate monitor. So same shorts, even the same socks. So that's the race kit sorted, that's dusted. And then as always, it will be the same snacks. So we're going to be taking 2 of these Fuel 10K porridge pots. I've got Few Squares bars, so chocolate ones. We've got SIS gels, which are, SIS hydro tablets, electrolytes, which are just a bit easier to transport than the MyProtein stuff I normally have, and some creatine powder as well. So use that tomorrow, particularly after I've travelled, refuel the muscles, re-energise, rehydrate. Travelling and flying is tough. And then we will be taking some SIS gels, so two gels per race. Nothing different, all the same, exactly the same, to the point where I'll wear the same t-shirt, jumper, hoodie, everything, because I'm that sad. So superstition is really important to me, because otherwise I'll be questioning why I changed things, and therefore if it went wrong, that's why. So packing up the bag, a PT session in the morning, drive down to Stansted, park up, head off to Germany. I'll document the journey a little bit, talk about a little bit more about why I'm doing it and what it means to me. Unlikely to get as much footage of the race in this vlog, so hopefully we will. I'll know more once we've got there. Unlikely. My coaches are actually over in Karlsruhe, so Christian Ailey, they're racing on the Sunday mixed double, so I'll try and get them to get some footage, but probably not to the same standard that Beth does and follows me around. Well, maybe, who knows, she might get sacked. So that's the plan. We'll show them as much as the race we can. We'll share the journey, we'll share how we feel about it, and we'll keep you in the loop. So follow me for 30 hours in Karlsruhe.
9 and 1053 medium wave, online, on your mobile and on your smart speaker.
We are on our way to Stansted, not far out. My tripod is moving all over the place here, which should attach to the car, but there we go. So we're not far out from Stansted now. A few people have asked me kind of why I'm doing this, why I'm going to Karlsruhe 2 weeks after Bilbao. And for me, it's all about risk and reward. I want to keep striving to get better. I want to keep performing, and there's a fine balance between resting and recovering, and obviously allowing your body to, fully recharge and rest. And also a bit of racecraft and race experience, like those feelings you get in any hard race, whether it's a run or whatever. Like not the more you get used to, well, the more you get used to them, the easier it is to handle. But also the more you get used to like that race experience of this is my level of fitness, this is where I can push, this is where I need to pull back, that will also improve the overall experience of the race and how you feel doing it. So the risks for this weekend are, I've not fully recovered, my body's in a bit of a sore place, which it feels coming into this race compared to Bilbao just a couple of weeks ago. Potentially that could limit my performance. What are the risks if you go, you don't improve on your time or don't get a similar time and you go backwards significantly? Then of course that's an issue as well. I'm coming out here to win races and perform. I can't dictate who turns up on the day, and I'll never try and dictate. I don't want to go to any race and say I'll win or podium, because ultimately that very much depends on who's going to show up. So that's why timing is so important with Hyrox, which is one of the things that I really love. And the potential rewards are you go out, you do podium, you do perform well, you do get another sub 60 time. You prove to yourself that effectively what people want you to think is it's a fluke. So there is risk and reward to this trip, and I'm taking both. I'm taking a lot of risks. If the rewards pay off, then it's all been worth it, and if it doesn't, then it very much doesn't. So that's the plan, really. That's what we're doing. So again, we're very, very close to Stansted now. And then we're going to try and vlog it a little bit more as a vlog, because like I say, I don't think we'll get as much race footage in this weekend. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to racing. I'm really looking forward to going out kind of by myself. Like I said, my coaches are there, so I'm excited to see them. It's been a little while since I've seen them as well. And yeah, we'll see what happens this weekend. I'll take you along for the ride. Let me give you a room tour. Bathroom, good hairdryer, toilet, bed. It's quite literally the grottiest hotel I've ever stayed in. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, even in my 28 hours, I spent as minimal time in this hotel as possible. So, look at that pillow. Headed straight over to go and register, get my registration chip, which was an absolute mountain of a walk. Because I was on early at 8 a.m. So went and got that done. Quick look around the venue, which was eerily quiet. And yeah, got ourselves registered and ready to race. So probably call that the vlog that I didn't want but needed. So something that I really set out to go to Karlsruhe and execute is to try and hit the race really hard and effectively see if I could hang in there and improve on the time in Bilbao. Now, I know when I run my time in Bilbao, kind of it was one of those races that everything went perfect, and I did have fear if I would be able to recreate that. I was in control, I felt comfortable, I felt in a good spot. So when you going out to Karlsruhe, there was a risk there in terms of how we were going to move forward, be successful, be proactive, and kind of all of the above, really. So when I went out there, the idea was to hit the lap really fast. Now, Karlsruhe had you'll hear me say that so many different ways, by the way, I'm not a clue. The first lap was shorter, so you'll see like a really quick first lap. I wanted to hit that really aggressively and see then how I would feel getting onto the skier. And then from the skier, one of the things that I wanted to do was to make sure that my sleds were particularly aggressive, which I pulled off and took some real good time off that. And then the burpees as well, kind of wanted to save a little bit of time. And as you saw, I kind of got into a bit of a three-way race on the burpees, which definitely raised the level of the competition. Now, what then happened is the risk that I took was, if you go into the first half of the race really aggressively, there's no guarantees you're going to be able to hold on. And that's exactly what happened, whether through slightly substandard fueling, whether it was just racing too hard, whether the track was slightly different. And effectively, I got myself into this point where the next half of the race from basically the row onwards was just a case of hanging on. Now, it didn't work out for me in a day in terms of time, but one of the success metrics was, can I go out there, push it, hang in there, and come home with a podium and stuff like that. So the fact is, I come away with a flag and a podium place, which always really proud of, really grateful to be able to use my body. The race didn't pay off in the sense of the time that I wanted to achieve, but it did pay off in a number of ways of learning. And also my recovery from this. So I'm filming this Tuesday, a race Saturday. My recovery from this has been much, much better. So I've managed to get a good run in, a good strength and conditioning session in. I've got a cycle and physio session later today, which is also really exciting that I've been able to get out of it and really get after it. So the point of this vlog really was just to take you along. There's not necessarily an educational perspective, but something that I always want to, really try and get people to think about is nothing will change unless you do. You have to take risks, and if you don't take the risk, then you'll never get the reward. And sometimes you'll get the reward and sometimes you won't. Like, I still went away, I still got more race experience under my belt, I still learned more about my body and how I perform, and actually the longevity of being able to kick on and hold those run paces was severely compromised by the aggressive start that I took. So there's lots to take away from that. So really, really exciting for me is the next race is Glasgow. So in about 11 days time, 12 days time, we are heading up to the pro weights. So an increase on the weights. I will take you along with me and we'll see how we kick it with the big boys in Glasgow. And really exciting. There's no pressure, no worries, no fear, just go. And I get to execute that race in a way that's completely opposite to how I tried in Karlsruhe, which was really aggressive, really attack the stations. But actually in the pro weights, it will be a much calmer start, not going hell for leather on the first lap, a steadier ski, giving myself the energy into the sleds, particularly the pro weight sled push, and then also the sled pull. And then from there, that's where the race will really start for me, and I'll put my foot down and try and get a bit more aggressive and a bit more speedy coming out of those sleds. But one thing I'll have to make sure I do is reserve some energy for those wall balls. So we've got a strategy, we've got a plan, we've got clients racing. So the next vlog will be not the Glasgow vlog, but the one after that will be Glasgow, and we're going to show you the guys racing, and we'll give you a real good insight into what happens on the day for them, and show you what it's like for a client perspective as well. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, let me know, and I will see you on the next one.